Hi, it's Christine Closer here, and I'm so excited to be with you on this call. I'm known as the Transformation Catalyst and the creator of the Transformational Author Experience, which has trained tens of thousands of authors around the world to help them turn their book idea into reality. And if that's you, you're probably listening to me right now because inside of you somewhere is a book. Maybe you've written the first paragraph. Maybe you've completed the manuscript. Maybe you haven't put any pen to paper yet or fingers to keyboard to get that book written. But this session for you specifically right now is to really inspire you, motivate you, and give you a glimpse of what's possible if you actually do write your book. Nothing can happen until it's written. So if you want to write and publish and promote a book and share your message with the world, stay tuned. This is just going to be about a little 20-minute inspirational conversation that I'm having with one of the Transformational Author Experience graduates, Uma Girish, who is a Hay House author. Title of her book is Losing Amma, Finding Home. And before the TAE happened and she participated, I could not have introduced her that way because her being a published author with Hay House now is partly a result of her participating in the Transformational Author Experience. So I thought rather than you hearing from, me how great it can be and how much your life can change and how getting your book done and out in the world is really possible, I thought it would be really helpful to bring in one of my graduates and have her share from her experience what it's like to go from unpublished to published, how the Transformational Author Experience, facilitated that process for her, helped her really move forward and achieve this amazing goal of being published with Hay House with a beautiful book that I have in my hands right now. So welcome, Uma Girish. How are you today?
Thank you, Christine. I'm doing so well. It's such an honor to be speaking with you today.
Well, it's an honor to be speaking with you as well, and I can't help but imagine that there was a day that a random email, or maybe not so random, crossed your inbox, and you clicked on this thing called the Transformational Author Experience. If you can imagine back to that moment, I'd love for you to share a little bit about what the before picture looked like. Like, how long had you been wanting to write the book? Where were you at? What didn't you know that you didn't even know you needed to know? What was the before picture before you first participated in the Transformational Author Experience?
Wow, what a great question and a starting place. We've lived in the United States only 7 years, so I had been published in about 7 countries. My articles and short stories had been published all over the world before we moved here. I lived in India at the time. When I moved to the United States, I wanted to get started on a bigger canvas, which is writing a full-length book. And I didn't have the foggiest idea how to go about it except to join a writer's group. And so I looked online. I happened to hear an interview you did with Marcia Wieder, and I just so loved your message, your Transformational Author Experience, and how you guided budding authors through the entire journey of writing a book and publishing it, that I decided to investigate further. I researched, I looked on your website, and I signed up for the TAE program. And that was the beginning. I didn't know what I was committing to, but oh my God, that really changed my life in so many ways.
How would you say it changed, right? Because you had already written, like you said in other places, articles, but there was that fog that so many authors, maybe some of you listening right now, it's like, oh my gosh, there's so much to do, so many moving pieces and parts, so much that you don't know that you need to know in order to really succeed. So were there any specific moments in listening to the Transformational Author Experience, like turning point moments where you could feel the pieces beginning to fall together?
First of all, I learned a lot. I learned that there was so much more to publishing than just writing a book. So for me, writing the book was the easy process, although being my first book, I still had to take the steps from how do you write a scene and how do you string all these scenes together, where does a chapter end, the usual questions that most writers have. However, I didn't know much about the business side of publishing, which is also something you teach so much about. And that to me was very, very helpful. I made lots of notes, learned about platform building. But really, what TAE did for me was just kept me in that place of believing in my mission, believing in my message. Even till today, I remember always to stop and breathe, which is something you keep saying right through the program, and I just love that. Just stop and breathe. If you don't know how to do everything, you don't have to be overwhelmed. Just do the next one thing that you know how to do or you can do. And that's really what I did. I went about taking the next baby step and the next baby step, and before I knew it, the universe was conspiring in my favor and doing its work to bring this message of mine out into the world. So what really helped me was putting the business side of writing and the message part of it together and integrating that whole process in a way that was fulfilling, in a way that was meaningful, but also didn't result in overwhelm and overcrowding. I was able to do it step by step towards getting my book together and then go on to tell the universe that here I had done it, and now it was time for the universe to take over and do what it needed to do with it.
And it sure did, because, right, there's a pretty amazing after picture for you. And before we move on to what that after picture is and how the journey has been, I just want to reiterate some key things that you said in there, that the transformational author experience literally, when I tell you it's soup to nuts, I feel like, it's not just me saying it now. You heard it from Uma, and anyone else you speak to who would participate in this event in the past will tell you it's as much inspiration, motivation, as it is, information on the details of writing, how to write, what to write, the art of writing, and on to everything you need to know about the business end, the publishing end. It's like you said, Uma, it really does provide everything you need to know in one place that makes some pretty amazing after pictures possible. So what's that after picture like for you now after having gone through the transformational author experience?
Wow, it just helped me put all the pieces together. So I showed up for every interview. I made notes. I reviewed all the notes. I remembered to recommit with my mission and my message. And now having the book in my hands, it's just amazing because there are all these doors that are opening. I have spoken at so many different venues. I have private coaching clients, people who read my book and then become my clients. Everything that you talk about on the transformational author experience journey, I'm living that dream. And I started just like everyone else at the beginning place, just putting pen to paper, and I write longhand. So I was at that page one, facing a blank page, knowing I had a story to tell, but not really knowing how all of it was going to work out. I just trusted the process, and here I am today, living my dream, teaching, speaking, coaching, just enjoying my life and living it on purpose. That is the biggest and best and most beautiful gift that the TAE gave me, truly.
Funny, right? We think it's about writing the book, TAE, which it is, because obviously you're now published with Hay House, so you've got this whole, speaking, teaching, coaching career, but there's so much more that happens with TAE, and I just feel like you encompass it so beautifully that really, like, you're living the life of your dreams. And,
I am, really am.
Yeah, and it's hard to, can you try to imagine where you think you might be in this journey now had you not, clicked the link and registered and jumped in, with both feet like you did to TAE? Where do you think you'd be had you not participated?
I'm very clear that I wouldn't have a book in my hands because I would have been mired in self-doubt. I would have got completely bogged down with this whole platform building idea, which seems so overwhelming, all these pieces that you have to do, social media and the number of followers you have, and all those other pieces of technology that tend to move you away from what you need to be doing, which is writing the book, because until the book is written, you really can't move any further. So the first thing is to be committed and focused on your mission and message. And if I hadn't had TAE with me, by my side, urging me to just keep writing, just keep believing in my message, just keep taking that next baby step, I certainly wouldn't be here, that's for sure. You taught us how to do the social media and the platform building side of things, but you also kept the focus deeply and firmly anchored in the writing business itself, in the business of showing up every day, not knowing what you were going to write, not overthinking it, not thinking about who's going to publish this, who's going to pick this up, what's the royalty going to be like, how many people will buy it, or all the stuff that I need to do to promote it. Because if you jump the gun and get to the publishing side of it, you're going to get stuck. You're not going to be able to move your pen forward today. You need to let that be, because you're not yet there in terms of the journey you're moving on. You are at the place where you need to be writing, showing up every single day to do those 10 pages or 5 pages or 30 minutes of writing. And that's the gift I got from TAE, because you kept reminding us of that. The business side is important, but you have to get the book done first.
Yes. I'm just sitting here with a big, huge smile on my face because, believe me, I did not tell Uma what to say in this interview. She had no idea what the questions are going to be before we got on the phone and chatted. I haven't paid her a penny to say anything that she's saying, and I feel like you just landed right here in this moment by divine intervention for you to be sharing this message, because you sharing it, Uma, with every one of you listening right now, it is so much more powerful than anyone hearing it from me, because you came in, right? Before picture was, I didn't know what to do. I had no idea where to start. Had you not participated, would probably still be trying to figure out how to write a book. But you chose to participate. You got what you needed from every angle. That's why it's a 2-week training. And that's why, right, Uma said she listened to every class. That's why she got both the inspiration, the tips and the strategy and the writing, the constant reminder to stay focused, do what's in front of you. You don't have to do everything all at the same time. And here she is now, published Hay House author, building a beautiful, abundant business, teaching, speaking, coaching, and living the life of her dreams. And so when I tell you that this is what's possible when you come in and fully engage and commit to showing up and experiencing the TAE, it's like, here's just perfect proof is in the pudding, right? I'm knocking on her book right now. It's in my hands. The proof is right here that what I'm telling you is possible is possible. So, Uma, you have given such just your words, powerful, profound, inspirational. Is there anything else that you want to share with every, because most of the people listening right now are aspiring authors? There are any other words of wisdom or inspiration or nudges to make sure that they get into TAE and live the dream like you're living? Anything more you want to say before I wrap up our time together?
What I'm feeling called to say, Christine, is that writing is such a solitary occupation. You are sitting in your private den or bedroom or living room, wherever, and you're putting your pen to paper or your fingers to keyboard. It can be a very lonely process. And what really helps you on the journey is belonging to a community of like-minded people who are on the same journey with you. They will keep you accountable. They will keep you motivated. Every time you listen to an interview, every time you review your notes, you feel a renewed sense of commitment to your purpose and your passion, and you will keep moving forward on the journey. So I urge you to belong to a community. Don't believe that you can get it done by yourself. When you say yes to your book, do so with a community, and that will help you get it done.
I couldn't have said it any better. Community building is one of the most amazing side benefits of the TAE. I know people who, I was actually just on the phone recently with a client. It's like, I can't even believe it, but some of the people I met through this experience are now some of my best friends. And there's like 4 or 5 people that all met through TAE converging together, flying in town because they're co-creating a new business together. And it happened because they showed up, they participated, they tapped into the community that's here, right? We've got thousands and thousands of people over on the Facebook page, and you'd be surprised at the support that you can find in this community from me and from the people that I draw to this event, like Uma and others who are committed to making a difference with their message. So I just want to thank you so much, Uma, for coming in and joining today and taking time out of your amazing, beautiful life that you have as a published author and speaker and teacher and coach out in the world. I know that, our time is valuable, and I appreciate you spending with me and everyone listening here today. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me, Christine. This was pure joy.
Oh, well, joy for me too, and for everyone listening. If you are not yet registered somehow for the Transformational Author Experience, just go to transformationalauthor.com and get yourself registered. Okay, you'll see the dates are coming up, May 18th through 29th. You do not want to miss this. You want to mark your calendar. You want to show up, because that was one of the first things that you heard Uma say, is that she showed up. She listened. She took notes. She engaged. She participated. She joined the community, and now an amazing success. And I know that some of you listening right now can feel it in your soul. You're like, oh, that's what I want. Next year this time, I want to be the one on the interview with Christine, talking about my success and how much my life has transformed, all because I clicked a button, I registered for an online training, and I actively engaged, committed, and participated, and look at me now. It would bring me nothing more, than the same joy that I'm experiencing here with Uma than to have you be on the phone with me next year. Just hold that vision, because we know that it's possible. I know it's possible. Uma knows it's possible as one of my students. This is what we can do together when you show up, participate, listen to the classes, and jump in with both feet. So, again, transformationalauthor.com if you're not yet registered. And before we sign off, I'm going to invite you to do something Uma reminded me of that I love doing all throughout TAE, and that is just take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath. If you're hearing the sound of my voice right now in this moment, I know beyond the shadow of a doubt that you are at the right time. You're in the right place. You're receiving the right divinely aligned support. You are here for a reason. And with every cell of my being, and I'm sure Uma would agree with every cell of her being, we know that the Transformational Author Experience can absolutely be the next step that you need to take to turn those dreams into reality. So don't miss out. Save the dates, May 18th through 29th, 1 o'clock and 2:30 Eastern are when the calls air live. There are replays available. There's downloadable recordings and all that available. We'll send you all those details, but if you haven't yet registered, you got to do that now at transformationalauthor.com. Okay, everyone, I can't wait to share this journey with you. I can't wait to see your eyes light up, the light bulbs go off, the fog clear, the clarity come in just like it did for Uma. And it would really be sweet if you and I were talking on the phone this time next year about your success that happened from joining me in this year's TAE. So goodbye for now. Blessings to everyone. Lots of love to you. And as always, happy writing. Namaste.